Yeah, just struggling to get ahead in some counts, and then working deep counts. Just in a lot of ways too, kind of working his way back to getting built up to being where he's fully rolling. But that said, he made some pitches to get out of some situations. Just the one that obviously Hoskins made him pay for. A good job of driving the ball the other way. But all in all, just still working his way back to try and really round into that quality form.
You look at that third inning, and things could have escalated in that inning had it not been for two great defensive plays, the play from Stanton and then the play from Gardner.
Yeah, really, really good play. Actually, the ball Santana hit, I kind of dropped my head right away thinking he got it. And then the next thing I know, Guardy's jumping up on the fence. So great play by him. And then I thought Giancarlo got a great break on the ball in the corner on a tough play, kind of slicing away from him. Really good play out there by both those guys. And, to keep it a game, really. And then our bullpen really came in, and Gio really picked us up and ate up some innings there in the middle, and Holder and Domingo came on and kept them at bay. So to kind of at least preserve some guys, and they did their part.
I know Gardner stayed in, but he hit the wall pretty hard there. Any concern about after effects?
No, I think he's fine. We checked on him, and I mean he's as tough as they come, but feel good that he's fine.
You mentioned Gallegos. What stood out to you about the way he was throwing?
First of all, I thought he competed really well, and I thought it took him a couple hitters to kind of find his breaking ball. When he has his breaking ball going, it's a really good pitch for him. But, up here it's been a little bit inconsistent. I thought he found that a little bit, and it was a quality pitch for him. I thought he pitched at the top of the zone with his fastball pretty well. But, we didn't, I was hoping to maybe get maybe 2+ out of him. For him to get through 3 innings for us was big in helping to at least preserve our pen a little bit.
Severino going Sunday night?
Sevy will be going Sunday night.
As for Zach Eflin, what you thought of him and what made him so effective?
Yeah, he was good. Fastball, both sides of the plate, mixing in the slider. You could. I knew we had a tough customer coming in. I know he's been pitching well, and really we saw 3 good starting pitchers for the Phillies in this series, and Eflin. You can see why they're kind of excited about him. I thought he threw the ball really well and really was in command, and he kind of shut us down. We were pretty quiet. Usually even when we're not scoring runs, we're mounting things. We really didn't mount that much against him. He was in command.
Aaron, does Boston figure into Severino pitching if it was somebody else with you?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say that we want him to go against Boston. Not sure though that he wouldn't go on normal's rest if it wasn't somebody else, just based on how we're lining up right now. But Boston played a role in that, sure.
Aaron, how tough is it when Bird and Walker are both struggling?
Yeah. Well, the good thing is that with Walk, I mean, he's smoked 3 balls now in the last 4 at bats. Yeah, he had the strikeout early, but smokes the ball off the pitcher last night, and then 2 bullets today. So hopefully he's gaining some traction. But yeah, I mean, those are 2 guys that really add length to our lineup, and from the left side of the plate give us some balance. So we really want to get those guys going, obviously.
How come when Gardner ran into the wall there, how come nobody came to check on him? I mean, it wasn't a collision that violent. Just
Right.
make sure, from the concussion protocol.
Right. I think we just felt comfortable with seeing the replay, seeing his reaction, that he was okay.
So he was like shaking his head to clear the cobwebs, but that wasn't enough of a indicator to check on him immediately.
Yeah, I think we felt good about his where he was, his mental state.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you assess that from the dugout?
Kind of a nonverbal communication with him, and knowing the person a little bit.
That's what tough we get with Tampa, to get 2 or 3 before you go to the Boston series. How big was a good series for you to have this one, where he had some good pitching, good hitting, good fielding all around?
Yeah, it was definitely nice to come here and bounce back and have a good series against a tough team. Um, you know, obviously going into the off day would have been nice to really finish off and make it turn it into a pretty good trip. But we move on, and I think the off day comes at a really nice time for us. To get some guys some rest and recovery and start off a big series at home.
Kyle is 0 for 20 now over his 2 stints. You worry about that getting to him mentally, that number?
No.
Looking for his first hit.
Not really. I mean, you want to get that, obviously, but, I think as a hitter, I think you can kind of put it, that was last year, and, so you're just focusing on at-bat to at-bat right now, and, he knows his role up here right now as the backup catcher and how important he is behind the plate and impacting in that way, and, hopefully that hit comes sooner rather than later for him, so he can kind of get that over with and move past it and settle in even more.
You said yesterday, Drury, you didn't think was an option at first. Might Austin be with the 3 lefties coming up in Austin?
It's possible. Those are things we'll discuss now over the next day and a half with what we want to do and how we want to shape our roster going into the weekend.
Do you feel like Walker is getting unlucky on those hard hit balls, or do you see teams positioning themselves strategically against him?
Yeah, it's some. One was, they were obviously in a pretty good alignment defensively there, but I think you feel. When a guy's struggling, you feel for him, but to see him really barrel up 3 balls in his last 4 at bats, makes you feel like, okay, he's coming around a little bit and hopefully really starting to see the ball. And, when you consistently start hitting the ball off the barrel like that, eventually the results will be there.
Do you think definitive on Tanaka for Friday?
Not definitive, no. Other than we expect him to throw in either a sim game or a game.
There's always the national tension, obviously, when Yankees are Red Sox get together, but you see them so many times during the years, and it's hard to avoid the national hype that because of no series like this, or you just try to, because you see each other so much, it's easy to do, and avoid that kind of hype.
Yeah, that comes with it, and obviously both teams have played really well so far, so that's part of it, and one of the things you embrace about it, enjoy about it, but at the same time for us, it's really focusing in on the opponent and the matchup in that day and what our game plan is day to day.
When Steve looked at Gardner, then I assume that's who it was, right?
No, Stevie's not here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what was the conclusion, or I don't know if you were part
Right.
of that or
No, just that he was fine.
fine.
Yeah.
After what Clint went through this spring, did that kind of shake you up?
I don't think I was shook up. Obviously it's something, we take anything with the head very serious, but we also felt like he's fine.